Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the peaceful world of Factory Town. My name, of course, is Open Potato. That's right. In the last episode, boy, oh boy, oh boy, we did so much. We actually accomplished so freaking much that it's kind of ridiculous. However, we ended the last episode on, dare I say, a little bit of a low note, primarily because our yellow coins are very much accelerating towards zero, which is something that I am worried about for sure. However, I think I have a plan to get on top of that situation. Right, so my plan revolves around the gourmet foods area, right? In the gourmet foods area, we can make we can sell sandwiches, fish stew, meat stew, jam, veggie stew, cheese cakes, berry cakes, and apple pies. Now, the only thing that we're actually selling at this moment in time is the berry cake. Right? The berry cake is the only thing that we're actually selling. However, our berry cake is currently stuck in transit because of this boat over here. Although, apparently, it's now back in the game. I don't understand how this cargo boat was able to successfully navigate the waters, but I'm delighted that it has found itself again. Either way, it'll probably get stuck in the tiles over here, and we're going to lose it in a second. But anyway, what I'm basically trying to say is that if we look at all of the materials over here, you can see that a whole bunch of them actually sell for yellow coins, which is great. The sandwich, the meat stew, the jams, the veggie stew, the apple pie, even the cake over here, all of these are entirely valid options for stuff that we can sell at the gourmet foods area. Now, the cake category, although the cake does sell for 30 yellow coins, I think the berry cake is the cake that we're going to continue to sell, or at least try to continue to sell, because the purple coins are slightly more valuable than yellow coins. We've got fewer of them. However, making a meat stew or making a sandwich is definitely an option. Also, the jam. I mean, how much jam have we got coming out here? We've got quite a large amount of jam, and to be honest, we could probably do with getting like an additional kitchen and maybe just setting up an additional jam area. Dare I say that might be a possibility. Where would a good place for that be? Probably here. This is a terrible place. Perhaps we just crank up the number of people that are working in this kitchen and set up a diversion from this jam line. I don't like that. In fact, I really don't like that. I want bespoke areas for bespoke production jobs. Also, I'm loath to unpause because I really want to sort of figure out my strategy before we progress. Yeah, so the sandwich is cheese, cooked chicken, and bread. We've got bread already. Cheese, I think, is milk and cloth, so that's another bit of a pain in the backside, actually. So I think a sandwich might be off the cards, at least temporarily. A veggie stew is actually really easy to make. And I tell you what, a veggie stew would be a really good stopgap measure. Now, if I was to get a kitchen in here, right? If I was to plop a kitchen down in this vicinity, then I dare say we might actually be able to make ourselves a veggie stew with relatively little hassle, because we only need a tomato, we only need a potato and a carrot and a little bit of fuel. Now the fuel is the tricky one, but the coal deposit is definitely over there. We can definitely manage this. Okay. First of all, we're going to crank up the number of workers that we have in this farm. We are going to go absolutely over the top. The number of workers that we need probably isn't that many, but we'll do it nonetheless. The other thing that I want to do is I want to actually remove a row of resources over here. I know that means that we're going to end up getting rid of some potatoes and some berry bushes. Am I worried about getting rid of some potatoes or berry bushes? What the heck am I doing? Wait, that's a potato? That does not look like a potato. That looks like a potato. That doesn't look like a potato. Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, we'll get the berry bushes out there, or we'll get the potato plants out there, should I say. This is going to be for tomatoes and tomatoes only. So that's looking good. Then we're going to see if we can try and grab ourselves a splitter. Yep. We're going to grab ourselves a splitter. We're going to put a splitter in here. A splitter in... This is gonna get a little bit janky, I think, because we're gonna need to split this probably earlier, or alternatively, what we might end up doing is just elevating. You idiot potato. I think what we'll end up doing, he says with a degree of confidence, is elevating the. There we go, elevating the belt. That's cool. Very cool. And then this is going to be on another completely different level. Okay, it may not look like much at the moment, but trust me, we'll get there. Don't even worry about it. Don't even think twice. Don't even think twice about it. Okay, that goes down there. That goes up there. Splitter in there. Excellent. So the carrots are going to continue on underneath. And then this over here. That's going to go down like so. Excellent. The berries, do we even need the berries here? We don't even need the berries here. We don't even need the berries going into this area. I knew I had it all worked out. Right. Yep, so we just take this back, and then we grab ourselves that belt in that orientation. And what do you know? That looks good to me. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, we should have 100% potatoes, 100% tomatoes, 100% everything coming out of here. It says that we should have tomatoes, but we don't actually have tomatoes growing on the farm. I think I trashed them all when I realized that we didn't actually need them. So, let's see if we can try and rectify that, shall we? Yep. Yep. Any other tomato plants that we need to place down? Probably a couple. I should highlight, by the way, we do have some pretty big plans for this episode. I'm actually quite optimistic about what we can achieve. But the very, very, very most crucial thing by a wide margin is to hopefully try and fix this financial situation that has arisen. And dare I say, I'm a little bit worried about. Also, I just realized we haven't actually supplied water to any of these places, which is a bit of a silly thing to do. Okay, so that's in there like so. Wonderful. Let's see if we can try and get ourselves a silo. I think a single silo will do. This silo is going to be reserved for only veggie stew. Now, what are we going to do about the capacity over here? Like, we may not be able to output enough veggie stew from this area. I'm really hoping that we are. But, I mean, it's entirely possible that we're not able to do that. It may just be the case that we're not going to be able to output as much veggie stew as we want to. Speaking of veggie stew, excellent. Go and go. Good stuff. And gourmet foods is where veggie stew is going to be taken delivery of, so that's fine. We'll get that set up, and veggie stew over there too. Excellent. Okay, so as long as we're able to actually start making vegetable stew, we should be fine. Right, so that's one piece of the puzzle. The next piece of the puzzle is actually fairly easy for us to deal with anyway. There we go. So that goes in there like so. Goes in there like that, and then just down a little bit, and then we create a road right the way across here. Is that our first bridge? I think that may very well be our first bridge. What a statement. I'm pretty happy about that, actually. Yep, so the silo goes there. I was just gonna set up a very, very, very simple sort of harvester drill setup over here. And then a very, very simple wagon setup over here before we run out of coins. That is. We are pretty close to running out of coins, so it would be good to get all of our yellow expenditure out of the way as quickly as we possibly can. Will this kitchen have anywhere near enough employees? Maybe, maybe not. Will we have anywhere near enough tomatoes? Maybe, maybe not. Who actually knows? I sure as heck do not. However, the good news is that we should be able to make an abundance of vegetable stew. I'm very excited about it. Let's immediately get a steam booster in here, since we can. We do have a steam pipe that is running very, very near here. So let's just bring that down into there like so. Wonderful. Now, there should be some splitters on this line here. There we go. Wonderful. Nice. Okay, even if it doesn't provide a massive boost, it'll at least provide some sort of a boost. Although if I messed that up, I think I messed that up actually. Steam connector, that needs to be on input as opposed to output. So that should provide a boost. A moderate boost. A moderate boost. I also should just crank up the number of employees that I have here, shouldn't I? I really should. Either way, this is looking very, very positive. I'm very, very happy with the way that this is looking. Carrot, carrot, potato. 1 carrot, 1 potato. That's fine. Doesn't really particularly matter what the vegetable is, as long as we have a vegetable. I am still a little bit worried that the tomatoes might not be plentiful enough to guarantee continued vegetable stew supply, but that's fine. Right, have we got our first vegetable stew in yet? Turns out we totally have. It's only half a load, but we're going to be getting the remainder of that load fairly soon after. A meat stew? A meat stew is a step above a veggie stew, isn't it? I believe it is. A fish stew is... A fish stew has butter. Cooked beef. A cooked beef. A cooked beef. I mean, to be fair to myself, maybe I should see if I can try and get a meat stew set up over here. So, cooked beef is made at a kitchen, so we can have a little look at the recipe over here. It's literally just beef. Well, you see, the problem is that we don't actually have any beef producing pastures. Now, we've got this pasture which produces leather, but doesn't actually output beef. I have no idea what that means for us, but it means that we've got leather, but we don't have the rest of the cow, apparently. It's a mystery. It's a true mystery. For that reason, we could maybe set up a pasture sort of connected over here somewhere. Also, do I not have a splitter on this belt right here? There we go. My bad. My bad. Have we not got any water? We just have not got any water, and we've also got not enough grain in this area. That is quite embarrassing. Okay, but sort of working through the difficulties here, what would it take for us to get meat over to this area? Cooked beef, or even just raw beef. Because if we got raw beef moved over to here, then we could make the beef in this area. Remove these resources just for a second, and then we could do a similar sort of setup with a silo over here. Because again, we just need, what is it, potatoes and carrots. It does put a little bit of a strain on the potato network there, but to be honest, I think it's entirely possible to do. Right. Let's see, carrots. Okay, this can be carrots and potatoes. Let me get this moved across. That moved across. Alright, meat stew is apparently something that I'm doubling down on. Really did not realize that I needed meat stew in my life, but apparently this is what we're doing now. I also intensely dislike the way that this... Intensely dislike the way that this has worked out. Doesn't seem, truthfully, like a very well designed area. However, we're gonna do it. We're gonna give it a shot nonetheless. we are going to give it a shot nonetheless. So that's going to be potatoes and carrots that are going to need to be deployed. I think that's okay. To be fair, we could probably just increase the speed of this belt if we need to. Man, that's a lot of veggie stew. We should be rolling in the coinage, actually. That's really, really nice. Very, very nice indeed. Right, so I'm thinking that a pasture over here is probably acceptable. And we're going to need to produce beef. Okay, we also need to produce water. Now, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we've got some fluid pipes in this vicinity, which is very, very handy, actually. Look at that. Who the heck knew? Who the heck knew? It was as simple as that. Right, now, this is where I get a little bit concerned. I get a little bit concerned because we need a lot. We need a lot of this stuff. What's this called? Animal feed. Animal feed. That's what we need. We need a lot of animal feed in order to make this area really, really work. And at the moment, I doubt that we're going to be getting anywhere near the amount of animal feed that we actually require. Also, if I buy this area, if I get 7,000 coins, and now I buy this area, I can actually move the uncooked beef directly to the kitchen via boat, which I think might just be my preferred way of doing it. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I like the idea of that a lot, actually. Right, back into the fluid overlay. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this too much. Right, splitter. Okay, I don't hate that as much. There's too many crops that are growing though. That's the only problem. Is that as soon as the crops are picked up, they are immediately utilized. Is there a way that I can sort of like take this fertilizer out of here and then sort of feed it back? I think that's a play, actually. Legitimately. Okay. Yeah. Only allow fertilizer. I feel like I should try and do this a little bit more. You know, in the cases where we need to have like a localized pasture or a localized something, you know, where we need to build a something somewhere. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Potato. You keep going. You keep going with this line of thought. I'm sure it'll end happily. That was a terrible placement of a thing. What is it? An arch. Yeah. Terrible, miserable placement of an arch. Either way, fertilizer, let's get it. That's the wrong building. I didn't mean to okay, egg pastures don't produce fertilizer. Potato, your stupidity knows no bounds. No bounds. Truly. It was thought scientifically impossible to be as stupid as this man was. Even that doesn't make sense. How mortifying. How mortifying indeed. Okay, look. Ramp. Ramp. Do I have to do this all myself? Goodness gracious me. Literally have to do it all my flippin' self, don't I? Right, fertilizer. Excellent. Okay, so that fertilizer is going to go into this farm over here. Excellent, except it's not going to be going in at the base elevation. It's going to be going in at a higher elevation. It has to be that height. It has to be that height. Doesn't really particularly matter as long as it goes in at some height, right? I think that'll work. I think that should be low enough. If not, we just stick in a... Yeah, okay, that's totally fine. Right, and then we select supply fertilizer. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That should be a plentiful amount of grain. We'll see. We shall see, won't we? Also, how's the water production going? It's not going super hot, primarily because the steam production ain't super hot. The reason that the steam production ain't super hot is because we don't have a splitter here. That's what we needed here all along. That is exactly what we needed here all along. Right, the generator is generating. It's generating as fast as it possibly can. Is this the maximum speed at which generation can occur? It sort of feels like it, to be honest. The other problem might be that I feel like there's only a finite limit to the number of pips of steam that can exit from a building at one time. So maybe by doing that, we'll end up with a slightly more consistent stream of steam. It's very important, Nat. The stream of steam is very, very important. Right. So that should mean a little bit more water, which is very, very essential. Grain-wise, we're looking much, much better, which is what I'm happy about. Anyway, do I have 7,000 coins now? Remarkably, I've withered on for long enough to purchase this area, which is exactly what I wanted to do. Excellent. So, this pasture over here. The water is there. The resources are there. All that we need to do now is get ourselves a boat. Right. That there. Excellent. And literally just beef. Uncooked beef is what I'm after. Fertilizer, no. Get out of here. After that, we plonk down a worker building. We plonk down a cargo boat. Oh, I'm going to need to buy this territory, haven't I? I think I am. The reason that I know that I'm going to need to buy this territory is that even if I convert this to water, I'm like 90% sure that this cargo boat is going to have difficulty navigating the area that needs to be navigated. Also, I would bet you anything, yep, that my berry cake boat has gotten stuck in this tile over here. So that's like 15,000 yellow coins of allocated expenditure that I know I have to spend if I want to keep up. Also, potato output and carrot output is frankly diabolically bad. So let's get on top of that. Let's bump this up to metal conveyor belt, shall we? Excellent. And that's only going to get worse once we start making meat stew. Can you believe that? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Alright, that's looking much, much healthier, though. Looking much healthier, and I dare say that we're probably going to get to a backlog situation in a second, where we're able to backlog all of our vegetables. Cool. Will it help if I speed this up as well? It may very well help things a little bit. Yeah, it probably does. Probably does, to be honest. Honestly, we may even be supplying enough veggie stew to satisfy the demand of everyone in the town. We actually are pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Also, I'd love some more berry coins, please. Also, our happiness is looking pretty good. I talked about this in the last episode, but, you know, if our happiness is in, like, a record-breaking place, and I'm just, like, unhappy personally at how much has been accomplished, that still means we're in a really, really, really comfortable place. And we definitely are. We need to build the crowns. We need to build necklaces. We'll build both of those. Don't even worry about it. I'm very, very unperturbed about that reality. What I am perturbed about is the sheer amount of potatoes that need to be made. Like there's a huge number of potatoes. We need so many potatoes. And we need so much fuel as well. We need a lot. We need a lot of stuff. We need a lot of stuff in order to make this kitchen really, really pop. And we're not quite cutting it, unfortunately. Also, I think it's time to get another minecart with veggie stew. Excellent. Veggie stew, go. Thank you. Yeah, with a steam boost, this kitchen is making vegetable stews at a ridiculous pace. Right. Give me another wagon. Give me another wagon. Take coal over to that kitchen. I'm unhappy about the fact that I know that there are going to be bottlenecks in this process here. Like, exactly like this. Delighted that I am able to demonstrate so succinctly what I mean. Right. I guess I'll just double it up. It's fine. Totally fine. Either way, it needed to be done unless we wanted to supply the kitchen via another source, i.e. like minecart or something. I think that wagons is just the easiest way to go about doing it at the moment. It may change in the future, but getting veggie stews pretty consistently manufactured is a big win for us, actually. It's a really, really, really big win. Yeah, I mean, look at that money. The money is pouring in, and we need that money to continue to pour in, because as I've already mentioned, we've got 15,000 bucks of allocated expenditure, which is pretty important. Okay, here's the next problem. This kitchen is on this side of the track. It's on the inner side of the track here, and we are going to be dropping off. We're going to be dropping off the beef somewhere, and we need to find a way to get across to this kitchen over here. I mean, this seems like a fairly easy problem, and it is a fairly easy problem. Like, I really shouldn't mince words about this. It's just going to require a little bit of creative thinking, a little bit of ingenuity, and I also don't really want to build too much within the circle of, you know, the food market, the apothecary, the gourmet foods area, the general store, the food market. I just don't want to build. I don't want to build too much in that area. Hold up. Yep. Ditch that, and then ditch that. Wonderful. I did end up getting rid of a rail, but that's totally fine. Down here. Down here. And move this silo right over yonder. Excellent. Okay. So that's going to supply the beef. We are going to need to supply the fuel as well. I don't even know what the best way of supplying the fuel is. Maybe just over another little bridge setup, to be honest. Sounds kind of funky, but honestly might just be best setting up another little bridge system. Honestly, I think that's actually 100% what I'm going to go for. That is 150% what I'm going to go for. It's going to be a double bridge. It's got to be a double bridge. Is that the worst position for a double bridge? Yeah, I mean, you could say that. You could say that. You should say that, actually. You should. You know, you should shame me whenever I make a bad bridge decision. You'll probably be shaming me quite a lot now that I think about it. A lot of bad bridge decisions to be made. Is that the appropriate height? That is the totally appropriatest height. I love words. Excellent. Excellent. Right, one last bit of stone in there. This looks professional. What is this? Right, wagons. Wagon 1. Wagon. This is a bad idea, actually. Tell you what I should do. Literally, supply to a silo over here. Why don't I just do this with belt? I really should do this with belt as opposed to using people. Belt is definitely a much better way of doing this. I would like to advocate to those watching at home, do not do what I'm doing. It's a bad plan. It's doomed to fail. It's doomed to fail. It's absolutely doomed to fail. It involves like 20 people when it could require like 0 if I was to use proper belts, like just metal belts. But you know, sometimes you gotta compromise for the sake of aesthetics, right? Like you gotta do that. You just have to. Right, what do I want to buy? Do I want to buy this territory first, or do I want to buy this territory first? I want to buy this territory first. Wow, a whole bunch of absolute nothingness. A whole bunch of water, and that is it. We need to buy it because I need to get the beef supply set up. Speaking of beef supply, how are we doing beef supply-wise? Not bad. The problem, I suspect, is water. You know what? I think maybe this calls for a couple of, like, dedicated wells. There we go. couple of dedicated wells just to sort of increase production just a little bit. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but it might help a little bit. Also, the ratio of grain mills that are supplying this pasture, I know, pretty iconically bad, but that's fine. Jams, I haven't figured out where the heck I want to put my jam area. I'm undecided about that. Can I get more people supplying jams to this area? How much jam needs to be used in order to make cake? We actually need way more jam. So that's good that we've got that sorted, I guess. Alright, 1 jam made every 5 seconds. We should be fine. We should be fine over here. In fact, it's 2 jams. 2 jams every 10 seconds. So now that we've got that pretty consistently manufacturing jam, we should guarantee that we'll be fine. We'll be able to keep pace. Right, and that's going to update in just a second. We're almost there. Right, okay, fine. I'm happy with that. Kitchen, let's sort out the kitchen. This is going to be a kitchen for more jam. This is going to be jam that is sold at the market. There we go. Am I just going to branch everything? I think I just want to branch absolutely everything. Is that... It's actually a fine height. Actually a totally fine height. We just need to branch this bit of the belt right over here. And we need to do that. Excellent. That needs to go on there. That needs to go up there. I think I want to operate a pusher system here. So we're going to change that around. And then we are going to end up sticking a pusher in there. So basically, we're always going to prioritize this kitchen, except when there is enough sugar coming in. I just think it makes sense, to be honest. I just think it makes sense. The other thing that I want to consider is how the heck am I going to get this berry over here? How am I going to get the berries from this belt to this belt over here? It probably is worth me just getting a brand new belt. Yeah, okay, ditch this water. This water pump. And I can't do this with a chute, can I? I gotta do it with a I gotta do it with a thingamabobber. I gotta do it with a belt. I really do not want to do that, but I have to. I don't think I have a choice. This is gonna be allocated as a berry. Nice. This also needs to be stuck as a berry. Cool. And then we need to clear up all of the excess sugar that we've got coming in. Is this enough? Is this enough to satisfy the demand of the kitchen? I suspect that it's probably not, you know? I seriously think that we're probably going to have to get some metal belts. Fine. We can do that. We can do that. And that's sugar on here. How did sugar end up here? Not good. Either way, I think that this farm should manage to supply all of the berries that are required. If not, we can maybe see about fixing that. I'm going to try and reduce to 7 workers, as 10 workers in a farm is quite a lot. Quite a lot. Yeah, it looks good, actually. It looks good. That's pretty continuous production. And that is going to be another resource that is going to be sold. Excellent. So that is homemade jam. Love to see it. Right. Let's set up a jam supply route. This is going to be for jam. Excellent. And then we get a cargo ship. I still have like absolutely zero idea if cargo boats are like a thing. I mean, I know that they're a thing, but are they a thing? Are they viable? Are they, you know, are they good? Are they encouraged? They're definitely in the game, but should we be using them? I don't know. 8,000 coins to purchase this area. Let's do it. Let's unlock the capability of our berry boat over here. Did we unlock that temple? I don't think we did. How many temples have we got now, by the way? We got 3 temples, which is kind of nice. We should really talk about the temples, or we should at least talk about using them at some point. But we don't need to worry about it too much. I still need to get set up with the minecarts over here. 2 minecarts. 3 minecarts, actually. All doing jam. Is that overkill? That is definitely overkill. Like, I'm pretty sure that we cannot muster that much jam. Jam is sold at Gourmet Foods. Wonderful. Let's get that set up. Jam. Excellent. I tell you what, I do like sorting out like one resource at a time. It really, really works. So it's like when I've got jam on my mind, I just set up jam. And it's good. It's real good. It just works. It just works. Right, veggie stews, we're in a good place for veggie stews. Berry cakes, we're not in a good place for berry cakes, but that's just because our boat was lost in the ether for a while. Why are we not able to do meats? Did it need to be recalculated? Oh, that's a problem. Also, are we making meat stew? Can we make meat stew, please? What happened to our... What happened? Please tell. What happened to all of our beef? Cannot navigate? I know you cannot navigate. Is this our beef? No, that's not our beef. It's not our beef either. I physically have no idea what's going on. Can you navigate over there? You can navigate over there. Can you navigate over here? Deliver everything to there. You cannot actually do that. Right. Well, that it's a pain in the backside, to be honest with you. It's a pain in the backside. That's a real pain in the neck. Okay, here's the plan. We move the beef over here. Can you go from here to there? Is that possible? That looks possible. Okay, great. Well, it's a workaround. I don't love it. I don't love the fact that we're gonna have to make special, you know, a special route just for the beef. However, it is actually pretty imperative that we get this set up. So there we go. If we have to do it, we have to do it. All right. The beef is so far looking good, actually. Looking good. We need a whole bunch of additional grain. I'm going to add a steam booster since we've already got steam down here. And we'll just see if we can try and boost this one area. Can I get a splitter in here? There we go. That looks very, very nice. Okay, so it's 390% manufacturing speed. Almost all of those grain sacks are going to be heading into the pasture. Is that enough to pretty much fix our problem? It looks that way. It really does look that way. That looks like a much more consistent supply of beef, which is great. Okay, so the beef is coming through. The beef is coming through. The beef is moving into the silo. Silo needs to be turned around because it was in the wrong orientation the first time. Fine. Now we're ready to actually make meat stew. Cool. We're gonna get a couple of meat stew trains. We're gonna get 1, 2, 3. 3 meat stew trains. Is that too many meat stew trains? Who knows? But meat stew, and meat stew. My favorite indie band. Meat stew trio. That's right. All right. Meat stew. Excellent. Okay. Dispatch, and dispatch. Wonderful. This is a bustling little minecart area. It's looking fancy. It's feeling groovy. Veggie stew and meat stew within the same episode. People may be calling me a madman for years to come, but gotta say, it feels good to be productive. It feels really, really good to be productive. It feels really, really good to actually be satisfying demands. I don't know what it is. Why have we made so much progress with all of like the really, really complex to manufacture foods and made so little progress on the food market? Great question. It's almost certainly to do with the fact that my supply routes for these foods are ridiculous. Like, they are just obscene. But you know, I can't be too unhappy with my progress. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pretty satisfied with this. This is a good setup. I like this. I like this. We got meat stew. We're good. We're in a good place. We're definitely in a good place. Now that the meat route actually works, I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that. The berry cake situation is slowly but surely getting better. We've got loads and loads and loads of berry cakes that need to be delivered, and that's just going to take time. That's just going to take time. I've thought about putting a steam train on this route, actually. Might be something that I consider doing. But I don't think I really want to mess with the flow too much at this moment in time. Fish, we got eggs, we've got reinforced planks, we've got bandages, we've got ointments, we've got the whole shebang. We do have a train. It is, you know, a little bit underutilized. We do not have coal. We do not have coal because the coal is not being harvested because what's going on? Mining overlay? Oh, I see. We need pickaxes. Okay, give me a mine shaft. Give me the opportunity to build a mine shaft and then build that over there. Build that over there. Up there. Down there. Okay, there is another coal deposit over here. It's going to cost me 3,200 coins to do this, but I mean, worth, right? If I'm able to extend the range of the coal mine. That's pretty fantastic, actually. That's pretty good. There we go. Okay, so that entire area is now accessible. And we should be able to pretty much guarantee that we'll always have like some stone or some coal or some iron to draw down on. Honestly, look at this happiness. 423 happiness. I didn't know people could be so satisfied with just a bit of meaty stew. That's all that people need in their lives. A little bit of meaty stew, and that's it. That's it. We haven't even touched mana transmission. Mana transmission, I can only assume, is working flawlessly and perfectly, and we don't even need to worry about it. I'm hoping that is the case. If it's not, I'm gonna have egg on my face. Just joking. We don't make many eggs. Not enough to get any on my face, that's for sure. Anyway, so that's that dealt with. There is something which I have sort of been putting off, I would say, for a little while now, and I kind of feel like maybe this is my time to properly fix this issue. The general store needs to get changed around a little bit. The route that the train takes needs to be amended. We've got reinforced planks that come in via this route, and that's it. Right? Reinforced planks that come in via this route. We need to get ourselves a road over here, but I'm gonna redo this area. Right. This silo get destroyed, that silo get destroyed. We don't need them per se at all. Right, and then we come around here. Excellent. Happy with that. Happy with that. The food market also needs to get changed. Food market definitely needs to get changed. If we change the food market, though, that's gonna really make a... It's gonna make a big deal. It's gonna be a big deal. Gonna make a big deal? Right. These are the key silos, right? These are the key silos. We cannot mess with this. Right. What I'm gonna do, here's a temporary plan. We're gonna basically just stop everything from entering. Logic blocks, barrier gates. There we go. Everything needs to get out of here. It's gonna put a little bit of a hold on us making money, but I think that we can afford to do that. I think certainly long term, it's more detrimental if we don't do this right now. Right, so we're basically gonna copy the exact same layout that we've got. Oh, come on, really? Do you have to all get stuck in here at the same time? Like, just drop off everything. Ugh, Okay, you know what? Don't even think about it. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Right, so that goes down there. Excellent. That goes over there. Excellent. We're going to specifically force the general store stuff to go up here. To be honest, I feel like maybe I should just move this all across a little bit. I feel like this is not a good place for this area, for this thing to be. Right, that over there. Let's move it all the way down here, shall we? Let's remove these 3 little bits of coal, which are just chilling out for some obscene reason or another. That moved around. So as long as the general store covers everything, we should be absolutely a-okay. Right, so that in there. That in there. That needs to be moved across eventually to here. I'm actually going to move the barrier gate to there, and then that sorter to there. So we'll let one minecart go through, but that's fine. That's just a temporary measure. And besides, it's going to be dropping off its goods at this Gourmet Foods, which is probably not going to be impacted by my changes that I'm making here. So yeah, you know what we're going to do. It's a pretty simple setup. That's what we're going to do over there. The food market is actually going to be done slightly differently. Yeah. I want a nice consistent design. Yeah. So we're going to modify from this setup over here. I don't like the way that it goes up and down like a sine wave. We need to just make it, you know, functional but also kind of respectable to look at. And that's kind of what I think we're going for over here. So we do that in there like so, and that is good. That is really, really good. And now the thing that you need to bear in mind is that we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 categories. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 categories, which means we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then probably just like double up somewhere along this area over here. Either way, I'm not particularly worried about it. The general store's got how many categories? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 categories as well. Gourmet Foods, 2, 4, 6, 8. And Apothecary, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 as well. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's not the perfect setup, but I think that this works really, really well. I really, really like the way that this works. And to be honest, I think I want to move Gourmet Foods over to a model like this. You'll see exactly what I mean in just a second, but I think that this is the optimum way of doing this for us. Right, so we move this back. Excellent. We move this back, and let's copy that. Turn this off for now because we don't actually have anything coming in there. And we'll just copy this for the future. Okay, so that is the general store basically set up the way that I want it to be set up. We're going to force, what is it? Food market. Food basic sell category. And then we are going to slowly but surely, I say slowly but surely, I really hope it's not overly slow, but we're going to reintroduce all of these silos over here because I believe that they're all filled, aren't they? I believe so. Okay, and that is just a heck of a better setup, a much better build. I actually genuinely like it. There we go. In there. You know, there is space for like 1, 2, 3 more over here. It just means that the silo isn't going to have its dedicated input belt into the food market, unless, of course, we elevate it. Oh, now that's a good idea. So we make a silo over here, and then we create an elevated input belt. Is that possible? I think that's actually possible. We only need 1, right? We only need 1. Literally just 1 belt. Yeah, okay, that totally works. That's excellent. Okay, so that's going to be our setup. This is going to be our food market setup. It's not as in hindsight, we could actually do that. We can actually do that sort of elevated setup everywhere. But we don't need it to be elevated everywhere. We do not need it to be elevated everywhere. This is fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 7th in there. 3 more down that side. That is our 10 categories. 1 silo for every category is absolutely ample. It really is. Okay, you're going to be moved over here. This wagon, I have no flipping idea where that wagon is going to go. That's a problem for in a minute, potato. Right, so now this can be taken back. Yeah, that reinforced plank location is a little bit problematic now, in fact. But an easy fix. Yep. And then give me a copy of the rail loader. We want to go out. And that's a load. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're almost ready to let the barrier be open. But you know, whilst we're here, right? Let's let this minecart go through. I know that we need to fix all of these general store orders, which have so far been done manually via wagons. This is a good opportunity, by the way, to get rid of all of the wagons that we don't have any need for. Okay, I'm gonna move this sorter over here, this sorter over there. Retract this. I like this setup so much that I am convinced that I want to do it for the apothecary and the gourmet foods as well. Yeah, I like it. I like it so much. It's really good. The one thing that I would say is that I do need to get... What's it called? It's called a... I think we must have unlocked it already. Is it the... It's like a magic shop or something? Specialty goods, that's it. Specialty goods. Distributes and sells rare magical items to houses nearby. Now, if I could manage to somehow get 40 reinforced planks. I don't know why we're not making reinforced planks at this moment in time. It's a lack of iron because of a lack of coal. So that coal is finally filtering through, thank goodness. Thank goodness it's filtering through. Otherwise, we would have issues. But yeah, so that coal is filtering through, so that should give us reinforced planks over here, which is kind of what we need, I believe. Are we not making enough iron? We're not making enough iron. We're not making enough nails. It's a disaster. Right. Just give me like 10 workers in there. That's fine. Okay. I really do need to get the food situation back together. It needs to be sorted. It needs to be sorted pronto. I basically just need reinforced planks in order to fix my problems. Hold up. I've got an idea. Right, let's move this silo right over here. This silo right over here. And give me a bit of conveyor belt. Yeah. Or not. That's cool too. Thanks, video game. Okay, you allow that one. We allow... No, that's an illegal maneuver. It's an illegal maneuver, folks. Right, again, this seems like a lot of effort for something that is quite obviously temporary. But sure, let's do it. Rotate this silo. Get these planks out of here. Get them out of here pronto. Oh, it's gonna be another one wasted. Oh no, stayed on the belt. Excellent. We just need 40. We just need 40. If I can set up a magic shop, then that'll be great. Also, we do have a little bit of a time limit now that we're not actually selling any yellow items. We are gonna see a drastic increase in the speed that our yellow coins are depleted at. Right, so buildings, specialty goods, excellent. Specialty goods needs to go in pretty much here, actually. How many categories of specialty goods stuff are there? Oh my goodness, 1, 2. Oh, flippin' heck, it's quite a lot, actually. Okay, hold on. Move these sorters over here so I don't need to re-equip them at a later date. So, books, wards, magic robes, magic cloaks, fire rings, crowns, water rings, necklace, strength spell, stamina spell, cure spellbook, protection spellbook. Okay. Okay, you know what? We can sort this. We can sort this out. We can do this. We can absolutely do this. I've got a plan here. I've got a plan for this. Right. So, situation is we got the rails that comes into here. Excellent. Now, I'm going to go right the way around here. Yeah. I'm going to go right the way around. I actually want to move this across to there. These houses are rather inconveniently placed for my liking, so I'm actually going to move them just a smidgeroony over there. I'm sure that's fine. Don't worry about these paths. I'm sure they'll end up getting redone at some point in the future. Right, so that's looking very, very comfortable. That comes around here. That comes around there and back down to there. Okay, so that's I was going to say that's a two wide loop of this specialty goods store. Is that overkill? No, but it does sort of, it does rather nicely. It does rather nicely sort of cap the area off, I feel. Apothecary, we are going to redo this area ever so briefly. One of these is bandages, one of these is ointments. That's fine. Okay, ditch all this. Cool. If we can make it symmetrical, then truthfully, that's a bonus. That is a bonus in my mind. So let's see if we can actually try and make it properly symmetrical. Is it going to be possible to make it symmetrical? I don't think it is. Actually, tell a lie, it's going to be possible to make it symmetrical if we leave a one wide gap in the middle here, which is exactly what I'm planning to do. Excellent. 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 That looks pretty darn decent, if I do indeed say so myself. So we have that sort of caps the area off, which is lovely. And then we have the apothecary over here, which goes around, or will go around. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. That goes in there. That goes in there like that. Yeah, so this is going to be a very similar setup to the one that we've got over here. Let's make sure that where's the heck is the entrance? No, seriously, where the heck is the entrance? I have absolutely no idea. Oh, the entrance is right there. I think that's where we want the entrance to be. Sure. Oh, yeah, I did mean to leave a space over here, because we need to make sure that that's connected, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Or actually, we might just manage to make it connected just by virtue of the range that the food market travels. Yeah, okay. Well, look, we'll deal with the connections in just a second. Okay, so the apothecary is going to come out here. The apothecary train route is going to come out this way. Excellent, and then that's going to sort of be self-contained. Gourmet foods. Gourmet foods. The most improved of all of the departments over the course of this episode. So improved, in fact, that we're gonna really redo it from scratch. What a shame, eh? Look at this. This is gonna work, and this is gonna work so well. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Gourmet foods. And that goes right over there. And I think that's it, actually. I think that's not it. That's absolutely not it. That's not, I've messed it up over here. This is what I used to have it as. This is where the route used to be. But we're in 2020 now, you know. We're committed to the new design. Excellent. Across here, down here. Grand, and then this continues across like so over there. Right? Like, that's the same design that we've got on every side. It's the same design that we've got everywhere. We need to make sure that this is a road. Now, that connects up to 12 houses. That's good. Specialty goods is connected. General store is connected. Excellent. All we need to make sure is that both of the areas of town are connected. And even if they are far away, yep, it still shows that they are connected to all 40 houses. So specialty goods, which we don't currently do anything with, apothecary, gourmet foods, general store, and the food market are all in a great position. Okay, so let's set up the apothecary first. Excellent. Okay, rail loader. Yep, boom, boom, boom. There's a reference rail loader that I thankfully had just sitting around. Look at how good this looks, folks. Look at how good this looks. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And then the no. Gourmet foods. That's it. That's the one. That's the ticket. Excellent. Thankfully, I don't have to faff around with increased elevation anywhere. Although I will do that at some point, because it's worth us doing in order to ensure that each and every belt is only occupied by one product at a time. Look at how good this looks. Look at how good this looks, though. Look at how good this looks, though. This looks so nice. The one concession to this setup is that everything has to go around the specialty goods loop. I maybe could change that. I maybe could make it so that if you don't have a specialty good, what is it? Specialty goods sell category. I think that might make it so that it fixes us. It fixes us up perfectly. Okay, I mean, the houses are now in a slightly funky position, but let's worry about that later. Look, the fact of the matter is that we've actually created something which is quite beautiful. Quite beautiful. Let's unpause and let's let all of our wagons through. What the heck? What the heck is happening here? Reinforced planks? Oh, I tell you what the issue is. I'll tell you exactly what the issue is here. Bet you we don't have a connection in this area. I bet you it's not set up properly. Okay. Deactivate that. And now that everything is sort of merged together, it's a little bit awkward to sort out. It's a little bit awkward to sort out. It's a little bit awkward to see. Yeah, so this isn't actually set up properly, so it needs to go around a corner like that. Yeah, fine. And we reactivate that. Excellent. What the heckity heck is going on here? It's the same issue. It's the same issue here. Oh man, this is so irritating. Okay, you know what? Just temporarily anyway. Okay, pause. Move you there. Sorter off. Yeah. So the issue that is arising is that there's no connection between those two areas. Also, yeah, I see what the issue is. This needs to be allocated as a one-way route. Yeah. Cool. Because it wasn't before. This also needs to be allocated as a one-way route. Flippin' heck. How has this gone so poorly? Right, just let everything go through. It doesn't matter. Turn this off. We need to make sure that all of the flippin' stuff works. Everything is gonna go in the right direction, I hope. Cool. No. You didn't do what you're supposed to do, video game. Right. Try that now. Yeah, this was not supposed to be that way. Cool. Right. Rotate. Excellent. Try again. Okay, so second time Second time's a charm or something. Good. Right, now... that needs to be a connection over there. Cool. Let's turn that back on. I think that this should actually work now. It's a bit embarrassing that it didn't work quite as well as I anticipated, but it's fine. These things happen. Teething problems and all that. How did you get here? You're going in entirely the wrong direction. The bandage train is in a bad place. Also, there should definitely be a train. There should definitely be a train leading this procession of wily minecarts. There's no reason that there shouldn't be a train. Trains just speed everything up. Maybe pollution or something. I don't know. For the townspeople, but that's fine. Look at that. Okay, works flawlessly. Very, very, very happy with how that looks. Yeah, that's excellent. The one problem is we ain't got any rail loaders. It's just a disaster. Veggie stew jam. Yep, cool, cool. So these do not need rail loaders, but everything else needs a rail loader, and we also need to get some good old-fashioned belt to connect stuff up here. Jam. Why is the jam not going in? Jam is not going in because this shouldn't be jam. There should be no jam in here, and I'm not entirely sure why there was ever any jam in there. That needs to be turned off. In fact, should just be deleted entirely. Right. It's still one big procession, which is still a little bit funky, a little bit irritating. But everything should get emptied out, so we should see no products in minecarts by the end here. Yeah, this actually looks very, very decent. Very, very decent. And it looks like we've created a system that shockingly actually works. Happiness is rebounded up to 400, which honestly I never thought we would get anywhere near. We've fixed our problems with cargo boats, which is again another sort of weird miracle. The berry cakes as well, they're looking good. We've got bespoke jam production. We've got bespoke stew production. Beef stew, that is. Iron situation, we haven't really touched on much over the course of this episode. However, in saying that, I do feel it's probably a little bit spotty. Probably a little bit spotty. Yeah. This system doesn't really seem to be working. Also, speaking of, I need to move this silo all the way back to where it's appropriate to be, which is right in here. And speaking of silos, we've got a whole bunch of wagons that are just sitting around here, not doing anything. You are only supplying planks. I mean, look, you're gonna get deleted. We already supply reinforced planks. We just need to supply more of them. These warm coat things need to be delivered somewhere, but I don't actually know where it would be efficient to deliver them to, so that they can be loaded onto minecarts. I guess there is point to make by just putting them over here. Warm coats, and then we also need to get ourselves shirts. I think it's called shirts. Yep. I guess the method of supplying them for now will just be a vehicular route, a wagon route. If we connect this up, yeah, it actually looks like a town. I'm pretty happy with that. And then we just reassign the wagons to take warm coats to there. Excellent. And then you just take shirts to there. Yeah. Again, it's not ideal. How many shirts do we have? We've got 700 warm coats. I would describe that as a distinct problem, actually. Right, delete that. Delete that truck. That truck also gonna get deleted. Wagon, truck, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I would like to get a caravan. I'd like to get a caravan. In fact, I'd like to get 2 caravans. The reason that I want 2 caravans is because caravans are going to be doing my deliveries instead of tiny pathetic wagons. Nice. Okay. That in there, that in there. Also, this harvester is doing absolutely diddly squat. Let's get a refund on it quickly as we can. You are going to drop off your resources, and then I'm going to delete you. Cool. I didn't realize that we hadn't already deleted you, but there we go. Yeah, I had no idea that I had close to 800 warm coats just chilling around. That's kind of ridiculous. Right, so I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Is that serious? Okay, well, apparently so. 3 to carry shirts. Again, I'm almost certain that that's too many given the capacity that we have at the moment. That was supposed to be warm coats. Excellent. Right, so a couple of warm coats, a couple of shirts. Engage. Engage. It would be so much more efficient if we did this with a train. But the fact that we've got a minecart setup is really, really good. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. There's still, like, a lot of capacity on these tracks for more resources, so we'll no doubt get there, but it's fine. Okay, so this is going to be turned on. We are going to say this silo is only going to be storing warm coats. The key to this setup, by the way, I feel, is making sure that each of our silos has got a very prescriptive idea about the one resource that it handles. And that is the key. That is the key to happiness, as they say. That is the key to happiness. The general store, by the way, is one area that we have just been... I mean, we've just not touched it as much as we should. We need to get to a better position. We need to get to a better position of supplying more goods to the general store. I say that like we're not doing very well. We are doing very, very well. We are doing very, very well. And something else that I should stress, the amount of goods that we are supplying, most of the goods that we're supplying pretty consistently. Eggs, I mean, we could do a little bit better. We could do a little bit better on the egg front, to be honest. Could do a little bit better on the egg front, but that's one of the only areas that I think we could maybe do slightly better. I certainly feel, on the whole, we're not doing too badly at all. And I think, truthfully, that is reflected heartily in the happiness metric right over there. I really do. The goal, as I'm sure I've said multiple times, as I'm sure you've probably guessed by now, is to try and sell like as many high value items to as many houses as possible, which is why I'm really only bothering to try and produce the highest value item in each and every one of the satisfaction categories. So for example, in grains, what's the point of completely satiating the desire of each of the houses with grain? We might as well get our money's worth and give them bread, sell them bread. Also, holy cow, I've got 32,000 coins. And that's insane. I did not even realize that I had that much money. Wow, presumably that's from meat stew and veggie stews and stuff like that. Where's my carrots? Where are my carrots? Oh, my carrots have... well, it's a good thing that I was keeping on top of the... carrot situation here. Now, the issue is that this needs to be potatoes. Excellent. This needs to be carrots. Cool. I mean, it's frankly literally that simple. It's literally that simple. One belt of carrots, one belt of potatoes. That'll keep us good. That'll keep us fine. Holy cow, this farm is going gangbusters. It really is. It's doing a tremendous job. Is that 500 happiness I see? That's 500 happiness I see. Wow. 170% production bonus. I know that there is, there's a little bit of a backlog of resources that we needed to drop off there. I'm not going to pretend that this is a level that we're going to be able to sustain for altogether too long. But I would say that this is probably fairly reflective of how we're doing right now. It certainly does feel good. It does feel good. It really, really does feel good. By the way, at the moment, the minecarts travel fairly slowly around the area, which is bad. You know, we want them to travel faster, and therefore we need fewer of them. That is the primary reason why I think getting a train in here would be pretty good. Even if it's just one singular train that zips around the entire circuit, it would still be a pretty major time saver, I think. So it's definitely something that we're potentially going to investigate in the next episode. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Okay, let me look at the mining overlay. There is some coal under here. There's a coal deposit under here. Let's build a mine shaft. Build a mine shaft. Believe it or not, I've kind of ended up relying on the steam now. I don't know why, but I have. How is that not highlighted? Okay, weird. Either way, that's great. We've now got full steam production again. For some obscene reason, it now doesn't look like we're getting enough steam into the steam machine or whatever the heck it's called. What the heck is it? What the heck is it called? This thing. There we go. That should lead to way more water. Yeah, excellent. And that in turn leads to more steam generation. Very, very important right there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get like a couple of additional wells over here. It always just seems like we need something. We need something over here. More wells, more water, whatever. We can actually completely surround the steam generator with buildings, as none of the buildings need to, or we don't need to exit anything from the building, at least in the physical world. Only in the above world. Yeah, okay. So the steam situation is actually fine if we just sort of leave it alone enough, but sort of just keep an eye on it from time to time, check up on it, see that it's all going well. Iron situation is better, actually. Much, much better. It looks like we're completely back to producing reinforced planks at a decent pace. Yeah, so that's nice. We should probably get more belts full of nails over to these workshops, but that's fine. Again, that's a problem for a future potato. And this future potato guy, he's gonna have his stuff together. Present potato, not so much. Future potato, definitely 100% probably on top of things. Anyway, folks, thank you very, very much for watching this episode of Factory Town. Check out the Patreon if you haven't already, patreon.com/allbutpotato. Also, thanks to Banana Nana and C Senpai for being the two $25+ tier patrons. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.